a collaboration between Tops and Buck Knives. It's called the CSAR-T, which stands for Combat Search and Rescue Tool. The steel is 420 HC. The blade shape is a modified tanto, which makes it easy to sharpen, and also it's a straight edge, so there's no serrations in it. The blade itself has some holes in it, so you can use it for anything from, tightening up some wing nuts or bending some wire. It has a pretty awesome finish on it, and it pretty much makes it so it's no reflection without being black. And it has some awesome G10 handle scales with the Rocky Mountain grind on it. This stuff is pretty impact resistant, heat resistant, water resistant, and most importantly, chemical resistant. The back of the knife has a nice glass breaker on it, / pry bar type thing, and it also has a hex hole. So you can put in your standard tools inside there, screwdriving or what have you. I think one of my favorite parts of this knife is the sheath. When you clip it in, there's no pull on it. It's really secure in there. And on the back, it is Molle Compatible, so you can hook it onto any type of tactical bag. You can also wear it horizontally on a belt. And also nice that you don't have to take off your belt all the way in order to put this on. In the front, there's a pocket, and instead of Velcro, it has a quick release buckle, which I think is really good because it's a lot quieter, a lot stronger, and it's not going to come open. The pocket itself, it's about the same size as any other one. You could fit a full-size folding knife in there, a fire steel. My favorite part about this is that it has an elastic on the outside of the pocket, so anything that you put in there, it's going to be nice and cinched down. It's going to be nice and quiet. We're going to try this out in some outdoor tasks like chopping and all that stuff. I think this is going to blend very well with the stoutness of the blade. We're going to test its out-of-box sharpness. I mean, it's not really an arts and crafts knife, but it does pretty well, and the edge is pretty consistent throughout. And we're going to see how well it splits wood. Normally for this type of thing you'd use a baton, but for consistency's sake I'm going to use a rubber mallet. There's definitely a knot right here on the wood, so let's see if we can get through it. So yeah, that's the knot we just cut through with the CSAR-T, and there we go. This blade's still straight and still sharp. We're going to see how fine of shavings we can make out of this thing. Alright, so as you can see, we got a good amount of feathers here, but I think because of the thickness of the blade, it didn't shave quite as well as maybe a thinner blade, but the edge is pretty good, and overall, it's acceptable. This knife is going to do pretty well for chopping because it's really thick, really stout, pretty decently sharp, but more importantly, it has a 14-ounce blade, which is a lot of energy to put into a knife. So again, it's almost hatchet-like. Did pretty well, and if you had a lanyard, you could get a little bit further back on the knife and have a little bit more of that leverage chopping action, but I think the way it is without anything, it did pretty well.